We're about to do reveal. All right. Are we counting down?
Sure.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello.
We're two rats that came together for one man.
Adam designated driver, baby. The rats need to be fed on schedule or they'll get sick.
Shelley and Shannon will be discussing the movie Marriage Story. You are listening to Great Driver.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You know what, Shelley? Fuck, you know. I spent way too hard on my hair, and you look so great. And because your hair is naturally, focus. I drew his hairline.
I know, I can see it. It's so good.
Because I have such a big forehead. Yeah, his little part that will never go away.
Yeah.
I was just saying your hair is naturally curly, so you can kind of like do his swoop.
Yeah, we have very similar hair, yeah.
I have like a round brush, and I tried to like, but I just took a ton of pomade, and I was doing like this and going. It's fine. My hair is actually too short to do Charlie right now, so it's just a little.
Well, I mean,
short.
he has pretty short hair. I feel like in this movie, like it doesn't touch his shoulders, so it is perfect.
I was using the courtroom hair as my reference, and I was like, my hair's shorter than his.
Your hair would be perfect for Patterson.
Oh. I should do
Baby
that.
boy. Ronald Peterson.
You know what's so funny? Every time we do an episode about a movie or something, I always think like, well, this is it because we'll never talk about it again. That's something that goes through my mind, and I almost like I'm happy because we talk about it, but then it's like, I don't know. We'll never talk about it again.
In thorough, probably, but we're always gonna like scratch on surfaces because, like, I mean, we're always gonna be like comparing or like bringing in references or
yeah.
I mean, it's his work. We're always gonna be talking about it because we love him, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you don't have to worry about that.
I just sounded so emo. I was like, we'll never talk about it again. Like I'm mourning it before it even happens. I'm like, the episode is over. We haven't even recorded it yet. It's just such a.
Time to say goodbye.
I feel so weird. I never part my hair this way. I always go this way. Like the way, I don't know if yours is like mirrored right now, but like mine always goes this way. And then I was looking at a picture and I was like, it's the opposite. Oh, fuck. So I like, not that it's anyone's business and I don't have to put it in there, but we are both bleeding.
Moon has phased us.
Yes, you guys, I watched Marriage Story in full 2 nights ago, and I'd seen the majority like of like clips and stuff, and I just thought, oh, I'll be fine, and I was not fine. So,
and I told you probably already a year ago, I was like, we're gonna have to be in a really good headspace to A, watch the movie, and then B, talk about it.
well, I'm fine now
Because it's so intense.
I know. I think because I had to bleed, that is why I was so emotional. And now that I am bleeding, I'm better.
Yeah. I know what you mean. So I watched it Sunday and Monday, so that was like almost a week ago. So like I was technically in a very, very good emotional headspace because like now I'm on my moon. But even then I was like, you know, because it's like so, it's just so intense and it's so deep and everything. You know what I mean?
I was on day 6 of working 6 days straight, and I was so tired, and then my period was coming, and I was just like, well, I need to watch it. And I like to watch it close to when we record so that it's very fresh and that I'm not, you know, forgetting anything.
All right, so if you haven't figured it out yet, we're talking about Marriage Story today. This is gonna be such a loaded episode, I feel like.
If you guys get emotional, you get to look at 2 Charlies while you get emotional, so this is good. 2 versions of Charlie. I don't know. I don't know which one I am. Am I kitchen getting handed papers, Charlie? I don't know.
Yeah, you're getting served, Charlie.
I've been served.
I've been served. I'm wall punching Charlie. You're such a dick!
Don't you dare compare me to my father!
Don't compare me to my father!
I wasn't comparing you to him, I said you're acting like him.
Acting like him. You're exactly like your mother.
Sometimes I lay next to you and I see your mother and I just feel so gross.
Just feel so gross.
The way he says,
I feel
gross.
repulsed when you touch me.
You're
You're like a child. I had to close
the
beds. Made me
Oh
feel like I
my
was living
God.
with an infant. I can do the whole scene, both like the whole dialogue.
I shouldn't be surprised because that's amazing. That's partially why I film my cosplay videos the way I do, is because I suck at remembering lines quickly. So I'm just like, got it. Pause. New line.
Hold up. Zoom.
Set the timer. Okay, we got that line down.
I can do the whole fighting scene. Yep.
Wow, that's amazing.
And not just his parts, her parts too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mainly because Amy, my friend Amy and me, we did Charlie and Nicole, like the whole scene. Well, multiple scenes, but especially the fight scene.
Yeah.
We did that the first, like when it came out, so 2019, and we were just babies.
Yeah, baby cosplayers, huh?
Yeah. Since 2019, I've known this dialogue because like we recorded and recorded and recorded it again, you know?
Totally.
So like it's
Yeah.
stuck in my
You
brain
learned
forever.
it.
Yeah. It's like a what is it called? A stim? Audio stim? Voice stim. I don't know. It's a trigger. I hear the first part and I'm just like
Well, I literally used to go up to people and be like, do you want to hear the two different impressions I have of Adam? And it used to be like, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And then the other one was, every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. It was the two extremes of his voice. So I was just like, I can do it.
I can do it. Okay,
Hello.
overall, really quickly, opinion of Charlie. Wow.
No. I'm trying not to be. I'm trying not to be the one that's like, oh my god, I love Charlie, because I do love Charlie. I do. But he made mistakes just as much as Nicole did. But there are some things that I can't get over about Nicole that, not that I forgive Charlie for, but I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. Not that I've reasoned with it. Stop smiling. Just kidding. You're like, let's explain yourself.
Go on.
I know, even my friend Laura, she was just like, he cheated, Shannon. Why are you like, and I'm just like, okay, I know.
I feel like that's not even the worst part of Charlie. The cheating is horrible, and obviously that's definitely a reason for divorce. Nothing else needed, you know. But that's not the worst part of Charlie, like of the whole relationship and what he did to her, I feel like. But we'll get into that. But yeah, just like overall, same. I still like him. Yeah, he fucked up a lot. And I do think that they both, when they met, were in bad places. Like, they weren't fully mature enough to really be in that relationship and grow together. Like, I feel both of them had to heal from their pasts. Yeah. And it was just really bad timing, and they both needed a lot of maturing before engaging in, like, you know, a whole ass marriage. Like, relationship, okay. But, like, they got married so quick and everything. They even say that, like, during the fight. They were kind of both stuck in their toxicities a little bit, and that just wasn't very productive. So, like, their bad traits, they nurtured each other's bad traits, I feel like.
I think they brought out
but also
the good and bad in each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes the bad just outweighed the good, and so therefore they both felt trapped somehow, and then he went off and cheated, which, I mean, like, that's like a big no-no. But I guess they had to have some kind of escape, and they just weren't mature enough to deal with it as adults.
When I was at work, I ran into somebody that I went to college with, and she was just there, and I didn't expect her to be there, but she was being assisted by my coworker. And she was like, oh, I think I still have you on Instagram. And I was just like, first of all, my apologies. A lot of Adam Driver there.
Sorry,
so then I just started... sorry. And so then I was just like, yeah, I met him and he's on my arm. Like, I just started spewing, like, you know.
I met him and he's on my arm.
How dedicated I am. Yeah. And then my coworker, he was just like, I'm surprised she hasn't pounced on him already or something. And I was like really taken aback by it, because, I mean, sure, I'm attracted to him, but I would never, like, he was right in front of me and none of those thoughts crossed my mind.
It's a very demeaning thing to say.
Right. Like, I've been reduced down to, like, this horny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like it just diminishes, like, how much you revere him. And, like, he's an idol. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean, like, he's just an object. This sounds horrible. An object to fuck, you know? That is not your fantasy the character, I mean, I don't want to speak for you. I'm like obviously saying my feelings are flowing into this.
Please, you're fine. I'll speak for you.
Yeah. Like, obviously we're attracted to him because he's fucking gorgeous. Look at the man. Come on. Like, how can you not? You know? But that's not the reason we love him. There's so much, like, honorable intentions there and emotions there. Like, he's a hero. We adore him and his work. He's just an all-around really cool human. And we just want to be like that. He's an inspiration, okay? Yes, there is the aspect of attraction, but that's just because he just happens to be our type. I mean, look at my husband. I know he doesn't like hearing this, but that's basically.
Look at my husband. He's sitting in the chair right there. Just kidding.
They fall into, like, under our type of what we're into.
Right.
That aside, this human being is just amazing, and we strive to be like him. There's, like, so many amazing qualities that are just honorable, and just, it's okay to strive to be like this person. He could be a girl, and we'd still love this person. You know what I mean? When people say that, it just diminishes what we think of him.
Yeah.
And it's a little hurtful. Because why do you think we only like this person because he has a good body or whatever, and we want to jump on that? Like, what?
He's an entire package. If I just want the rapper, then that's it. But it's what's inside. It's how he carries himself, the way he talks about himself, which he doesn't. The moves that he's made in his life.
There's a lot of things that we just find.
The way he talks about his
life,
a relation. The way he keeps his private life private.
Yeah. He's a quality human.
He's a quality person.
Human.
And that is what draws us to him and what we find attractive, because there's a lot of attractive people in this world. And I've always told people there's a difference between being attracted to somebody and finding somebody attractive. I can find somebody attractive, but am I attracted to them?
Yeah.
I sat in that theater, watched him take that helmet off, and I was like, fuck.
Boom, baby.
I was like, Daddy,
For
why
me?
are you so sad? Let me help you. No, good.
Why are you so sad?
Why are you so sad,
You got games
Daddy?
on your phone?
Are you
Why
okay?
you so sad? Are you okay? You need some help? You need a cookie?
Do you want a cookie? Yes!
I'm depressed. I need a cookie. No, for me, it literally, well, I mean, this is the character. I'm obviously, like, gonna separate Kylo from Adam. But for me, Kylo was, like, the moment he walked down that ramp, I was like, oh.
That's it.
You're mine. Like, or I'm yours.
You're mine. Okay, possessive. You're mine.
I already love you. Just his head, like, the way he just scanned his surroundings. Yep, that's the one. Mama, that's the one.
Like, when I'm looking at videos of Kylo, like, walking around the park and stuff, and, like, the animatronic and whatever, it doesn't hit the same because, first of all, I know it's not Adam. They're not walking like Adam. And I'm really like, it's not Adam, so I'm not into it.
Yeah. I wonder, like, I've never met the Disneyland Kylo, but I wonder how I would react. Because, like, that's the official Kylo next to Adam. I wonder how I would react, because, like, I know when I went to Disney and saw Darth Vader the first time, I knew it was an actor. Like, I'm a fucking adult. I realized like, these are actors, but still, like, the whole, like, I was just like, oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it did something to me. All of us, my sisters were there too, so we were all just like, oh my god. So I wonder.
Can I just be real?
Yeah.
I met Kylo with my ex. We went to Disney, but it was when they were doing the meet and greet thing. So I wanted to get on my knees and kneel, but it didn't happen. Bend the knee, like, and I would have slammed my knees on that concrete so hard.
The Emperor's secretary from Mulan.
Or like Wayne's World, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
What did I say? I think I said, I'll join the dark side for you. And he said, very good. And I was like,
Sir, don't play with me like that. You can't be saying these things.
I'm like, my man's right here, but hey, if you can do something about
I think I'm just gonna hang out here now. You ain't getting rid of me.
I was like, you just said very good to me. Anyway, but stop sexualizing us about Adam.
I know, it's like, but that's the character. That's a character. Like, that's where I'm definitely a simp. Where I'm like, okay, you can definitely call me simp, but it has to be the characters. It's not him in real life. Like, You know what I mean? Yes, he's
Yeah.
the one portraying these characters, but they're still, like, you can still separate it. Like,
Yeah.
we're adults, come on.
Right.
We're emotionally mature enough to distinguish between the actor and the character.
But
you know,
it's also kind of like when people talk about, like, when women read smut or something, and then they're like, is that what you want in real life? No, it's a fantasy. Like, fandom is fantasy, and sometimes it gets a little unhinged and crazy, but it's because we're, like, living in the moment, and there is a way that you can cross that line and be inappropriate even in fandom, but it's understood for the most part that it's fandom and that we're just being funny, and that I adore Adam for who he is, regardless of how attractive he is. And I just want to continue to support him as much as I can. And that's why this podcast exists. And why I make the content that I make is because I admire the shit out of him. So for someone to say that to me was so, like, I was like, whoa.
That hurt. I bet. I mean, I don't think I've ever been accused of that, to be honest. But that might just be because when I stepped into the TikTok and Instagram world, or just the cosplay world in general, like, I started off as Kylo and recreating Adam characters. And so I was, like, on the male side of that. So if anything, I got thirsty comments on my stuff. Yeah. So it wasn't like people saying, oh, you're just a simp, you're thirsty. I was getting the simps, you know what I mean? Like, so and like, even within my close circle, like my family or friends or whatever, I think they still understood that I drew a line between the attraction and just honoring and you know, revering him as a person, as an idol, you know, really as a hero. So I don't remember anybody ever saying that to me, but I know it, like, if it had happened, I would be hurt by that. I'm sorry that did happen to you, and, like, people think that of you. Obviously I know you, so I know that you don't think like that, but of course there's gonna be people out there that will only see the surface, or only see that one comment you made, or, like, one thirst trap or whatever, and then just write you off as just simp and nothing
This is
more.
somebody that I've only known professionally, and that, you know, sometimes I make jokes. I'm like, we finally have Burberry Hero, oh my god. Or, like, have you seen the new Burberry post? And he's obviously, like, shirtless on, like, a horse and, like, whatever. So it's easy to sexualize him in that way, unfortunately. But I mean he's fit, and he's...
I understand how you know, you will sexualize this.
But at the same time, like that one story I told last episode, you know, she was just like, I don't think you understand how much she loves him. It makes me wonder if she was almost coming in to, like, defend me in a way, if it was going to turn south and make it seem like a surface level, like, crush thing, because it's not. Well, to end this segment, stop fucking coming up to me and making my relationship with Adam Driver sexual. Thank you.
Mic drop.
Next question.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of Marriage Story.
Yes. You look
Are you
so
ready?
handsome.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you do.
I mean, as Charlie, I feel like so sophisticated.
I feel so sophisticated. What's in that mug, Shelley? I feel so sophisticated.
Sophisticated and intoxicated. Marriage Story was directed by Noah Baumbach.
Yes.
In 2019, it came out, and it stars Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. So, Kylo Ren and Black Widow. Fuck yeah. That was a really cool duo.
DC
Especially
and
the
Marvel
height
come
difference.
together. Yeah. How tall is she?
She's like
I don't know.
5'2".
I think Adam Driver was
5'4".
breaking his neck trying to look down at me. Just kidding. She's 5'3", so we're about the same height. Aww. Okay. She seems taller. I don't know, maybe because she just seems proportionate. I don't know.
I think whenever women star in, like, action movies, they seem taller than they actually are, because I don't know why. I have no explanation for it, but I feel like that's the case.
As a tall person, what do you think? I'm just kidding. Tell me.
I was actually measured today at school.
You were measured?
I was measured by my students today, because we're doing lessons on the ruler and just, like, measurements in general, you know, to give them a feel for the concept of measuring. So we measured them, you know, to get a feel for it. Like, okay, you know. And then they're like, Mrs. Scott, we need to measure you too. I was like, all right, I haven't been measured in a while, sure.
Maybe I grew a little, no.
I know that I'm, like, 5'7", 5'8" ish. You know? Let me check what the actual, because they do centimeters and
I was about to say, how many kilometers is Shelley?
3.
And Adam is 10.
Yeah.
10. Cool.
How many kilometers is his pinky?
So I am 5'8.8. So like
You're
almost 5'9".
5'9". Damn. Ma'am, do you realize, like, you have, like, 6-7 inches on me?
What? Oh my god, when we meet...
You're gonna be like,
Come here. They probably botched my measurements anyway. Watch me just be 5'6".
no, take it.
No, I'm definitely taking it. Yeah.
Just say your posture was really good today, you know?
Yeah.
Just live it.
I'll just wear higher boots. Yes,
For
of course.
one
I'm
year,
5'8", almost
One
5'9".
year I was 5'3", and I don't know, I shrunk. I was like 5'2", and then 5'3", and then 5'2" again, because I have scoliosis. I have a minor curve, which affects my height, I'm sure. So, 5'2".
I'm a very tall Apache. I went to Feast Day a couple of years ago, which is like our biggest holiday for our tribe. August 10th, baby. And we had Feast Day, and like what happens on Feast Day is like all the families in the Pueblo, they cook, and you have to like go to each, like you're invited to every single family.
Yeah.
You eat a lot. My dad always says eat like a mouse, because it's rude not to like eat the food there, and then if you fill up and then the first house, like you gotta get through like 10 to 12 houses, you know?
Yeah.
I've known these people here and there. Like obviously I didn't live in New Mexico, I lived in Kansas, but still I would see them like here and there. They knew who I was. Sometimes they like look at me and they're like, "Are you sure you're not Lakota?" And I'm like, "You know, like right around the corner." I'm like, "Yes, that's so." I'm like, "You sure? Because you're a tall one, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yes." But now I'm like, "Yes, yes, I am."
Oh my god. Yeah, you're definitely gonna just, like, hoist me over and just, like, spin me around.
Yeah, I will do that.
I can't wait.
I will. We can wait. We're gonna recreate the fireman's hold between Kylo and Rey. Just come here.
Too stunned to speak.
Red Sweater Charlie, do the honors.
Sure. I come later in the movie.
Fine.
Excuse me.
After
You're getting
I'm
served in like
I'm
10
broke
minutes.
and officially divorced. And I'm like, la 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 la. I haven't been served yet.
I'm eating my chicken. Gonna check on Henry if he's pooped yet.
I'm gonna eat some rotisserie chicken. Woo!
Yes. I love that they put that in there, by the way.
They also put in that they're like, oh yeah, Charlie moved from Indiana to New York with nothing, and I was like, pause and be like, oh my god, they put it in there.
And
Yes.
they put in the real picture of him and his son when he was born.
Yes. I was like, that
With
looks
his little
too
beanie,
real.
like it's yeah. It's like you can barely see it. It's like it's just like when he's like walking around the house at the mom's house. He's like looking at all the family photos, and there's one like down on the corner, and it's him with his real son. And I'm just like, oh. I remember when that came out, I was like, we were like texting the group chat, like, is that his real son? Oh my god! Like that it has to be, because like Charlie doesn't seem like the person that would wear a beanie. And Adam clearly does. Like, you know, back in the day, he always wore beanies.
Yeah.
So we were like, that has to be a real photo. That has to be a real fucking photo. Like, who else's baby would he be holding other than his own like that, you know?
Sometimes they Photoshop that kind of shit too.
Yeah, but that was real. Like,
Yeah,
the
no,
way
for
he was
sure.
dressed, the beanie and everything, that was definitely
Yeah.
him. Yeah. That was so sweet. It's like, oh, this baby had a cameo.
I was in Marriage Story. It was just a photo, but I was in Marriage Story.
His son that hates movies.
Right? You're in
Star-
a
or-
you're
not
in a
sorry.
movie. You're in my movie.
Cameo, yeah.
I tell him, like, what is that? I'm like, oh, we're into movies sometimes. Like, oh, that's cool. I hate movies.
I love that interview too, where he's like, you know, daddy's in movies sometimes, and oh, that's cool. I hate movies. I was like, that is an awesome child. I like this kid already.
I think he has like very direct parents about communication, and so then he's just like, okay, me too. I love dinosaurs. I hate
Yep.
movies.
Yeah. I made this dinosaur movie for you, for us to watch together, and you have no interest in watching it.
Basically, my son likes dinosaurs, so I'm like, I'm in.
I love this kid already.
That's a good fucking movie. I can't wait till we talk about 65.
Commander Mills, baby. My God.
To see you as Commander Mills? Ma'am. And Jacques, I don't care how bad he's gonna be. That is gonna be. Because then you're gonna have most of your hair out.
Yep. And like, yeah. By the way, the other day, I actually bought the last piece that I need for Jacques, so.
Well, I have a frilly top, so you're gonna come in ready for war, and I'm gonna be like, come. If you run, I will only chase you.
Come. If you run, I will only chase you.
Come.
Come.
Okay, so... Yeah, the movie starts with a monologue of Nicole, Scarlett Johansson, basically describing what she loves about Charlie, Adam, in couples therapy. And it's like a little collage of different scenes of their everyday life. Her cutting his hair, them playing Monopoly, him getting a trumpet for his birthday, and just stuff like that. And so she's kind of describing their life together.
Him eating the sand.
He was already like, yes, it's something very small, but it still stood out because she's the one doing everything for everybody else. And yeah, like they're helping each other, but they're kind of leaving out the mom. And I'm like, And that's kind of already speaks, not volumes, but it still shows how he's taking her for granted. And like, there's a slight narcissism there already. Just watching that, you can read into it. But as the whole movie unfolds, like, it makes so much sense. He wouldn't help her clean up. It's just hair, but still, it's the act of helping each other out. They're supposed to be partnered. Because like, she cut his hair for free, like, she's doing all this stuff, and then she's kind of left alone with the mess. I don't know. It just kind of stood out to me. I was like,
Well, I mean, I think, she may have taken advantage of him in those same ways too, because she didn't really put things away. As someone who doesn't know how to put things away either, I'm very much the same way. Like, shit is everywhere. Cabinets are open. He's the one cooking, right? Normally.
No, the way she explained it was that he's just very independent and he can cook for himself. Like, he will cook for them here and there. Like, or when he does cook, he, like, goes all out. But I think still she's the one that's, like, the housewife, sort of. Because, like,
sure,
that's their dynamic. She's the mom in the house. Keeper, but also a busy bee working,
But he happily cleaned up after her when she left things around the house and stuff too, so you could say...
I don't know if it was happily. He just did it because it bothered him. And that's one of the things that I also kind of, like, not to, like... Well, this is Marriage Story, so of course I'm obviously married. So I'm gonna draw comparisons and stuff. They're two very... not different people, but like, she's like very chaotic and creative and, spontaneous, and he's like very structured and clean and has to have his system. And, yes, he's also narcissist, but like, even if he weren't, that's like still very different systems, And here, you need communication so much. Obviously, these two different systems are gonna, butt heads. And you're gonna get so bothered by the other person's system and vice versa that it's just gonna create so much tension and then so much resentment that if you're quiet about it, it's just gonna blow up in your face. And then the smallest, teeny tiniest thing is just gonna make them get a divorce, basically. And I've had this in my marriage as well, like where we just didn't really address the small things that bothered each other because, it's just small. I'll just do it, who cares? I'm just gonna like pick up after her, or I'm just gonna clean this shit that he left, or, just stuff like that. But it'll just like layer itself, and it's just at one point, it's just gonna like, the cup is gonna overflow. He does
bring it up at the end. I just think it goes both ways in certain things that like he would do for her and then she would do for him and things like that. But I understand where you're coming from. Obviously, I'm not married, so I cannot. I'm married to myself, so I can't come from personal experience on these. But
I feel like you don't have to be married to still find things to relate to in this movie.
No, yeah. So I didn't really relate to the whole marriage part, but I did relate to the fact that I am a child of divorced parents, and knowing that, and then knowing what it's like to be cheated on and what that feels like.
Yeah.
So that kind of pain came back when I would watch it, because I was so young that I didn't really know what happened during my parents' divorce, but I did act out. I'm probably getting ahead, I'm sorry. But the fact that Henry was still so good during all this is insane, because I was going to daycare, being mean to kids, hitting people, biting people. It's just something that affects you when you're so young and you don't have the language to, you're watching your world change. And there was a pickup spot and they would exchange like, all right, pass over. And then I'm crying because I miss the other parent. And then I go back and then I miss the other parent. And then eventually it just became normal. And the idea of my parents even being together again was weird, because I just got used to it, and I had an older perspective of what it's like to have co-parenting-ish parents, you know, and that's just what became the normal. But I remember my parents saying that I would act out, and I just didn't understand what was going on around me. They made it clear like it has nothing to do with you and that it's your fault, but it's still like a big change. And you know, when you're that young, you don't have the language to
you can't articulate what you're feeling.
Yeah, I guess I just had a lot of anger and frustration, and I took it out on my poor, well, I don't know, they're not my classmates, my daycare mates, because I was 3 when they divorced.
I mean, kids that have like a lot of frustration and anger, there's always that like lack of understanding and also lack of quote unquote love, like affection. So the kids that are the angriest need the most affection because there's a deficit somewhere. It's very logical that you would have acted out as a kid, because there's so many emotions that a little body like that can't really process, especially if you don't understand it. As an adult, it's hard. So imagine a kid going through shit like that. It's hard. Yeah. So you need an outlet, and
Right. So the fact that Henry was pretty well behaved, like they didn't have to like, oh, Henry hit a kid at school, I gotta go get him. Like that didn't happen. It's not that they neglected Henry's needs, but they certainly didn't make it so unstable to the fact that it had to go there.
Yeah.
They did maintain it to a certain healthy degree for him to where he's not acting out.
Yeah.
Even though he is 8 years old, it doesn't mean he's not capable, because he's still young.
It definitely could have been worse.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking about it because like apparently they had moved to Copenhagen for like a year. So maybe like the separation between the two parents is also very normal.
Okay.
I mean, my parents aren't divorced. My dad was a soldier and he was in the army. So, of course, there were long periods of separation from us, you know, and that was still normal. The distance and the time that was lost is very much in a divorce because you don't see one parent for so long, but they were like still together. You know what I mean? So like there wasn't that, oh my God, but still there was the distance and the not physically being there. It kind of feels like normal. So maybe for Henry, because they were separated a lot, she's an actress, he's the director, they're all around the world. They were in LA, then they were in New York, then Copenhagen, and I think there was something else. So like he was maybe used to that separation a little bit.
I see. Okay. That makes sense.
So maybe he just didn't act out as much as he could have or would have as having parents that are constantly there every single day.
Yeah, that's valid.
I watched this movie with my mom a few years ago, and for anybody that doesn't know, my mom is an immigrant. So like we lived in Kansas, but she's from Germany. And she quote unquote only had a green card, like she was an American citizen. And she was always like, she told me while we were watching this during the custody discussion, she's like, my biggest fear was that if we ever did get a divorce and, you know, daddy would turn on me, I could lose you forever. Like if he said my child is staying in the US, you're gonna either get deported or, you know, sent back or whatever. He has the right to keep me there because I'm a US citizen. So that was, I mean, I never knew that until we watched the movie, but I was like, oh my God, yeah. Like the legality of everything would have been so traumatizing, you know. I just never realized that there could have been a possibility of like an actual fully separation across the fucking ocean, you know.
Yeah.
And so that kind of hit me hard too. And I was an adult. I was like, damn. Oh my God. I mean, obviously my dad would never have done that. But still, like, even the best people can turn on each other, like in this movie. Well, I mean, they're not the best people. But still, like, divorce changes you and brings out the worst in you. You know, so you never know.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thing that Henry did when he would be with Charlie, it was really hard to pry Henry away from mom, from Nicole. And then when they were there, he would talk about mom. It almost felt like in a higher regard than Charlie. Not that he was bad-mouthing Charlie, but I was thinking in the perspective of when you have divorced parents, it's normally a good idea to not badmouth each other in front of your kid.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it would still happen. But the thing that struck me was that a parent going through a divorce would make it feel like that kid is taking sides. And that's exactly what they thought. Once they got to the big fight, well, I think, Charlie said, he's just telling you what you want to hear. But I sincerely think that Henry told the truth the whole time, but had no malice behind anything he said. I think he's just a kid being honest. But I think in Charlie's mind, he probably thought, fuck. He probably likes his mom more. He probably likes it here more. I think he was in a complete denial because he did not want this kind of change because it would shake his world completely. Everyone made it seem like it was so easy for Charlie to just up and leave, with him being in the middle of a, working project like that, and then to divorce him, serve him papers there so that he could only get a lawyer there, and for him to only do that. It almost felt like a test to see how far he would go. And he did do it, but it just seemed so, I don't know, a little messed up. They blindsided him a little bit.
Yeah, I think she was a little naive in the beginning. I think they just both wanted the same thing, just like out of the marriage. Keep it cordial, just, Once she found out that he cheated, I feel like she's like, all right, you know what? Gloves are off. You hurt me way more now. Yeah. You already, during the whole marriage, I was hurt, obviously, but they hurt each other, yes. But that was just like, cheating is like, come on, really? And also, I do feel like the lawyers were up in their ear the whole time. I mean, the way Nora was Laura Dern's character, right? I mean, they're aware of how bad it can get in court. They're aware how bad people can be and how they're just gonna try and suck each other out, like, endlessly.
Yeah.
Trying to get the most benefit and just hurt the other person as much as possible. So she's seen the worst, and obviously the other guy too, I forgot what his name was, the lawyers. And so she, of course, wants to protect her client, and she's like, all right, we need a plan. We got to do this, so this and this doesn't happen to you. And once, I think she was like, well, okay, let's just keep it normal. I just want to, And once she found out he cheated, she's like, all right, let's do it. Like, this is the last straw. But I think in the beginning, with her serving him, I think it was just by happenstance that she served him in LA, just because, like, she moved there and she had her thing there. And, like, that was the first step of, like, getting away from. So she moved there, was there, blah, blah, blah. She felt safe. She's like, all right, now I feel situated. I feel acclimated. Let's get the divorce started. And then it just kind of, it was like a snowball effect. She's like, oh, well, he cheated. Now let's, gloves are off and hurt him back, I guess.
Yeah.
But I still feel neither of them wanted to really, really hurt the other person.
No, for sure. And you could tell in the courtroom that too. They were just like, because neither of them are perfect people and they've made mistakes, and they were all being called out in the middle with a bunch of strangers in the room. Like the amount of embarrassment.
And I remember, like, right before they went into court, where he got, not Bert, but the other lawyer, the I need my own asshole lawyer. There was a couple that they were like they were screaming at each other, insulting each other. That's how it can be.
Yeah.
But they were still pretty civil. They had their little files and they were very quiet and respectful, polite, and quiet. I think their divorce was one of the better or more civil cases, but still so much trauma and so much pain. There was, like, this moment where she obviously, like, both of their letters are read to the audience, like, to us.
Yeah.
But in the therapy session, Nicole kind of shuts down and she's like, you know what, I don't want to read mine. And then the therapist, who's a man, he was like, well, I mean, you agreed to do this, and of course he's trying to help, but I think the fact that he's a man made her feel uncomfortable, which is why she made the remark of, should I just leave so you guys can jerk each other off or whatever, or suck each other's dicks or whatever, she said. I just feel like she kind of felt like there was a front because he was a man, Maybe she read into it, maybe it was true, we don't know. Yeah, it was just a very, like, obviously you can tell the dynamic is completely off,
I do want to say, though, I think Charlie was fully, like, invested in doing some sort of therapy, really held it to, like, her. Like, if you don't like this therapist, we don't have to keep going to him. He was there trying to participate, trying to help the situation. Some narcissists don't, they... We're gonna butt heads this. Okay, go ahead.
I think so. Like, I picked up on a lot of, like, subliminal messaging like with the whole psychology part of this movie was like really pushing my buttons. Just the one sentence he said made me go, he's not taking it seriously enough, is when he said, I like what I wrote. That's not what this is about. If you really, really intend on promoting growth in your relationship, trying to get to a better place, then put your ego aside. Like, it has nothing to do with who's better. Like, oh, did you do good on this assignment? No, it's how can we find back to each other and like try and help her see that he really is trying, and maybe we can do this later at another point, and not just, oh, well, we did this and I like mine. So, you know what I mean?
I didn't see it that I saw it as more like, maybe he enjoyed writing it about her, maybe. Like, more so of just like, oh, I like what I wrote.
Okay.
I liked writing about what I love about you. And then
then he could have,
okay.
but because he was like no, there's too many narcissistic traits for me to go, okay.
I never even like saw him as a narcissist when I watched it. So you're going to probably just open a lot of doors that I didn't even
Really?
notice. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like you said, like, had he left that one sentence out, I would have been like, okay, yeah, no, he's really trying. Like, why is she shutting down? And then he said that. I was like, okay, then it's about something else, you know? And also her kind of deflecting. I mean, yeah, she could have handled it differently. Obviously, she's a more emotional person than he is. So, of course, she's going to go into the insulting reaction. She's going to be more, like, combative with her words. Like, oh, well, then you just suck your dicks or whatever. That's just because she doesn't feel seen, and there's no other way to, like, use words because he's not going to really comprehend what she's feeling anyway, so she's just going to insult because that's what he reacts to.
I'm just processing what you're saying. I don't have any feedback.
Yeah.
It's because it's not how I watched the movie, so it's just a perspective that I have to, like...
Yeah, I will say
process.
that I only got to that point of view that I have right now is by watching it multiple times. The first time around, it was on my emotional basis. Like,
Yeah.
I was literally only feeling it, just like you were, you know.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see things differently when you're in that emotional perspective. Now that I've, like, watched it multiple times, I kind of watch out for the psychology behind it, like how they're actually really communicating. And also, when I watched it the first time, yes, I was in the emotional phase, but I also had a lot of issues in my own marriage, so I saw it completely different than I do now, where we have a very healthy relationship and dynamic, and our communication has really gotten better. So, like, yes, we still have issues like everybody else. Like, there are moments where I'm just like, but it's gotten so much better since having watched it in 2019. And now, that's why I'm like, now, because we went through, like, this analysis of, like, communication and our relationship, now I have a different angle. So I'm seeing it from a healthier, I'm not saying, like, you don't have a healthy perspective, I'm not saying that, but, like my own comparison, like, my old me probably would have seen it differently. And I'm not taking sides, because this movie is so good at shifting your affiliations, I feel, or not affiliations.
Like, it's hard to take a side because they both fucked up.
Yeah, and they both have, like, moments where you're like, the fuck, really? You know?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, in the beginning, you're definitely Team Nicole, because you're like, oh my god, he's a cheater, he's a narcissist, he's an asshole. But in the end, you're like, oh my god, his whole world is changing, he's losing his kid, she's, like, completely moving on, completely blindsiding him. So then, in the end, you kind of switch sides a little bit. You're like, now I'm more on Charlie's side, because, like, he's losing his kid, and, you know, you're going through the emotions with him, like, oh my god, you know, all of these things that he's blindsided with, you're like, holy fuck, what an asshole. Her, I mean.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it just kind of goes to show that he underestimated her so much, and he was, like, so egocentric that he never would have seen her as somebody so capable of doing, like, actually fighting, and, like, actually wouldn't.
Well, I think it was just because they came to an amicable agreement that he's like, well, she can have whatever she wants. And he held up his arms and said that because he doesn't care about stuff and, like, furniture and things like that. It had nothing to do with that. Yeah. It was just more so of just making sure that she was happy and that it was amicable. So then when lawyers started coming in and these other voices, like, coming in, like, disrupting what he had already thought was established in the beginning, we're just gonna agree and then do this amicably and, you know, come together, whatever. And then it just became more so of like, well, I'm going to take everything and him because you're not here and you're this and that, blah, 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 blah. And then it just, I don't know, it just snowballed for him, I think, because it wasn't what they originally talked about.
No, yeah. No, it's good that we talk about it because, like, we want both sides. We want to, like, get all the angles. The thing is why he kind of got blindsided like that is because he never really thought about her feelings of what she actually wants and who she really is. Like, because her life in New York was very Charlie-centered, and everything was kind of catered to him. Like, you can tell, like, not just, like, from the letter or from her talking to Nora or her talking to her mom or whoever, like, not just seeing those scenes, but the way he treats her. In some things, not in all things, but he just expects for her to just, like, comply. And that's kind of what happened with their agreement. She gets everything. He just wants Charlie, and they live in New York and blah, blah, blah. The lawyers, I feel like they protected her and her interests, but they also meddled a little bit too much. Because, like, even Nora, like, she was trying to get everything, and Nicole was like, no, take a step back. Like, that's not what I actually want. But Nora also showed her that you're a human being. You're allowed to have interests. You're allowed to have things that you want in life. And he was just denying that. With the whole him taking a job in LA. They could have done that. I didn't even realize that they had gone to Copenhagen, so he's done it before. Like, why is LA any different? So it was very him. And now she got her eyes opened by Nora.
They really made it so that he loved New York so much. And I think the idea of leaving just, like, crumbled a lot of who he was. Because New York gave him everything. Like, when you leave like that and go somewhere with nothing, and then he's all of a sudden a director in his 20s on the cover of Time Out New York. I was hot shit, and I went out, fuck everybody,
and I didn't.
No, but I mean, like, when your life changes in a place like New York like that, it's probably like crack.
Yeah.
And so, but, you know, that was his life. Maybe he wasn't thinking about what she wants, but maybe she... Yeah, I just want to stay on Charlie's side.
I can't be on either side. I can't pick it. I can't. Because I feel like what her mistake was that they got married way too quick. Like, they barely knew each other. It was a very, not a shotgun wedding. That's not what it was. It was like they fell in love, immediately get married, because it's so passionate, and it's, oh my God, everything I ever wanted. Because, like, she was already engaged to someone else when she met him. So, like, she wasn't fully her own individual person. Like, she wasn't healed yet. She was just looking for the thrill.
Yeah.
She was looking for something safe. Yes, I understand that. But you need to heal from that before you move on to the next relationship. Yeah. Especially one where that guy isn't mature enough either, you know. Of course, yes, it's like a rebound headed right into marriage. Like, that's not gonna go over well, you know, because they're both so
well, the way they talk about his past is why he is the way he is. A lot of OCD tendencies, the way he has so much control, the way he wants control over things. And it's not because I think he wants to be a controlling asshole. I think he may have not had a lot of control growing up over himself and decisions around him. And so then he probably feels a lot better knowing that he's got his hands in the pot, you know, even if he does give her, like, yeah, you take whatever you want. At least he's aware of that. So that whole process could have been very triggering for him because just coming from someone who's married, but I'm not like
what? What?
Just from someone who's been in a similar relationship or, you know, situation, you know?
Just, you know, I'm just saying, you know, like, again, I know you're not taking sides, and neither am I. But I think I have a lot more, not that I don't have sympathy for Nicole, because I do. And you know, she finally just had enough and wanted to leave. But I do understand, like, where, like, a lot of his stuff comes from, too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is why we have so much sympathy for Nicole is because you can tell she was getting smaller in the relationship. Like, she was being subsumed in the relationship. Like, there was no Nicole. It was Charlie and Nicole, you know? So, yeah, he benefited from that. But I don't think that was ever his real intention. That's why I'm not going to ever say that he's a narcissist. He does, however, has narcissistic tendencies. But there's a huge difference, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, like, just the whole dynamic just fed into that and kind of nurtured his narcissistic tendencies. And she just kind of let it happen because it was easy and she was used to it. And that's only because she wasn't fully healed yet from her previous relationship. And she just kind of stumbled into that marriage, you know? And he himself having a horrible childhood and past with alcoholism and everything, he was catered to. And so, of course, you're gonna, oh, this is nice. Once you get used to it, you're gonna not see the other person anymore. And so they just nurtured each other's toxicity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like he's a bad person, she's a bad person. They just weren't compatible solely because they both were not healed individuals yet.
Yeah.
And then they had a kid too, which she thought was going to make everything better. Surprise, surprise. No, it makes it more complicated. I mean, children, yes, are gifts. You know, they're miracles. But not having healed parents is so harmful. It's not going to be a solution. It's just going to further the problem. Oh, did you know that the letters that, I mean, ScarJo and Adam wrote, like they actually wrote the letters, like that's their actual handwriting. You can get those in the special edition, like DVD for Marriage Story. There's like this special edition package, I guess, with the DVD bonus features and a copy of the actual written letters that they read out loud in the movie. I have yet to get my hands on it, but I've seen it, that people actually have that.
I don't even want the damn DVDs. I just want the fucking papers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sell those. I will buy.
Dude, they could make a lot of money with that. I'm just saying.
Literally. And then, like, God forbid, I got it on me and I meet Adam again, be like, sign this about Charlie.
Sir.
It'd be funny if he's like, I've never signed one of these before.
Oh, well, this is new.
Literally.
It's nice to have something warm now. I just told Shannon I never drink coffee except when we're filming.
I'm Shannon.
Yes. I was talking to the audience.
I see. I was like, what?
Egotistical as I am.
Yes, she did say that. And so we made a joke how, well, I made the joke that she's General Pride on cocaine, trying to keep up with this. Shoshana, not on cocaine.
You're going to have to put that clip in there so
no,
people
totally.
know what
I have it.
Higher education is elitist horseshit perpetrated by a bunch of privileged hacks who think accumulating degrees amounts to a meaningful life.
I know. But like, I'm out of there in 3 weeks. Like, I'm done. I'm graduating. I'm done with that.
Yeah, they say they're teaching you to think, but really they're teaching you to think like everybody else.
I know. It's like, literally, I swear to God, sometimes I feel like I'm in the Truman Show, but it's like really just like a walking American Apparel ad, and like, I don't even know it.
Too late for you then, poor baby. Have you got any cocaine?
No, I don't do cocaine.
But you're clearly on cocaine.
Oh no, like everybody thinks that, but I just like have a really chronic congestion and like a terribly fast mouth.
I am on caffeine though, not cocaine. So, I'm always on caffeine though, like at some level. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really a coffee drinker.
Yeah, I guess I need constant stimulation. I need.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Listen, I wasn't trying to take it there, but you did.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm rubbing off on you so bad right now. Sorry. Anyways, so Charlie. Anyways.
Yeah. I feel like Charlie could definitely be such a good husband if, again, he had been healed in the beginning of the relationship. I think it's just one of those things like passion took over logic. It could have been great because they're both really good people, you know? Mm-hmm. The moment she's semi-healed, you're like, oh, she's such a wonderful person. And then same with him, like he's such a good dad. He's also like very gentle and observant, and I think they were just both in a rut and just both caught up in their toxicity that they didn't let their true selves shine. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like, I can't choose a side because they're both amazing people, but they also were such assholes. You know what I mean?
I do have a comment about, and you can call me an asshole for saying this, but I do have a comment about him cheating. I'm not defending it. You guys, I've been cheated on. I know what it's like, okay? But I don't think he sought it out. I think a lot of men don't even really think about cheating. When they're propositioned the perfect position to do so, then they will do it. When someone is there, you know, just, how do I say this? Like, he's not out there, like, he wasn't out there looking for it. And when people cheat, it's normally somebody they know. You know, it's not like a stranger or whatever. But he knew this person, probably knew that she had some sort of affection to him in some way. Even if he was married, you can sense that with somebody, if they've got a crush or something. Probably just something happened to where then he was able to collapse. And it only happened like the one time where, again, it could have been passion in the moment, because he's like, you shouldn't have been mad that I had sex with her. You should have been mad that I had a laugh with her, that he was having a good time with her, that it wasn't just a fucking, you know?
Yeah.
But the only reason I said that is because I don't think he did it out of malicious intent. I think he was feeling lonely because he was feeling neglected from his wife. And it's not even just about sex. It's just having that intimacy with someone that you began the relationship with so much passion, and then it leaves. And then what do you do? And so then he probably felt something, not love or whatever with her, but just something similar that kind of rekindled a fire in him. Yes. And then it just kind of happened. He even turns her down, and they don't even show him really like
Wanting
instigating anything. Yeah. You know, she's there and he was working with her and stuff, and even she's just like, do you want to come over? And he's like, I'm not married. And he's like, well, you weren't not married before, you know. She like guilts him then. It's just like, but it's also kind of like, well, ma'am, you kind of just let it also happen. Didn't like, you know, knowing Nicole, because if she didn't know Nicole, then it's kind of different, you know. Like, well, not, it's the fact that she knew her still did something, instead of going like, hey, like, maybe you shouldn't, maybe you should go talk to your wife. It's almost like this secret feeling of like wanting to take Charlie, you know what I mean? And he just kind of fell victim to that because of his own needs. So, because there's a lot of different ways to cheat. There's, you know, to cheat constantly, to see the same person over and over and over again and have a full-on ass affair. But the fact that it was like a one and done, oops, oh fuck, again, it's not okay. But there are people who cheat once, learn from it, never do it again, also.
Yeah, that, I feel like that depends on the relationship. Like, some people can forgive cheating.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation, and that's totally okay. If you're that forgiving, cool. I would not be. I'm a person, like, if my husband would ever cheat on me emotionally, physically, I would tap out completely. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
That dick was somewhere else that I just no. I would never feel safe again. However, the thing is, we don't know for sure what they established beforehand. Like, I forgot who came up with this, but there's like this emotional hit where two people that are getting divorced or having issues or whatever are on different levels of the separation.
Okay.
And if he emotionally is clocked out, it's easier for him to move on. And for her, I'm assuming, not to be completely clocked out yet out of the relationship, so it would feel like cheating. And we don't know how long they had been separated, officially separated, like, I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm emotionally clocked out, physically for a year already. If they had
he cheated during the separation, right? Sorry.
That's the thing we don't know for sure, which is why I'm not excusing him cheating whatsoever. But, like, there's still that kernel of, well, if they had established an actual separation, like, hey, we're getting a divorce, we're definitely separated, would it still be cheating? Because, like, if, yes, they are officially on paper married, but if they both agreed officially, we don't want to be together anymore, can they then seek another relationship? Or find comfort physically, emotionally with someone else. And that's why I'm like, we as the audience don't know that for sure, but if their communication is so horrible, maybe it was just established in their heads, but it wasn't vocalized. Like, they didn't verbally say, hey, we're getting separated. For her, clearly, she felt cheated on because in her mind, maybe she was still, like, in the hopeful process. Like, maybe she was still hopeful that they could, like, you know, get the curb and be together again. And for him, maybe he was, like, already completely clocked out. Like, we're never getting together again. Like, I'm gonna find solace in someone else.
But again, I don't think he sought it out. I don't think he sought out to cheat. I think it just kind of happened. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's okay, but I don't want it to seem like he was like, I'm gonna go fuck my coworker.
He was vulnerable because, of course, there was that emotional separation from your spouse. Again, if they hadn't communicated that, then I'd be like, you motherfucking asshole. You know, then that was definitely cheating, even if it was just a slip and not him, like, actively seeking some form of physical relationship with another woman outside of the marriage.
No, I mean, you've made your point. I mean, yeah, like, I get it. I just...
It's not okay. Period.
It's not okay. It's just,
but we don't know the official circumstances because it's not mentioned in the movie.
I thought he said that he was already sleeping on the sofa or something.
Yeah, but I mean that's too ambiguous because, like, in my marriage, we've had phases where we don't sleep in the same bed, you know?
No, yeah.
But we're still
and I don't
together.
know if that was... I don't know why I'm trying to make an argument of this.
This woman, I think her name is Marlene, right? Something with an M.
I don't remember.
Like, she was clearly seducing him. It was easier for him to make an oops because she,
yes.
like, Marlene was so persistent. Like, she was clearly, like, one of those hoes, you know, like other women. Do you maybe think that he was kind of sabotaging himself? I analyzed the whole situation, and obviously that is a big, big no-no, but I think what he was doing is he was sabotaging the relationship and himself to get out of that relationship, because in his mind, it wasn't okay for him to have called it quits. In his mind, it was a huge deal to say, hey, I want to break up. Because that just didn't fit into his mentality. I don't know if it's a religious thing or anything. I can't say for sure, but I think he did that subconsciously to have a reason to get out. And so maybe that's what Charlie did too. Because again, it wasn't oops. Like, he wasn't going out and like, I want to fuck. Like, it was just like, oh shit. And then maybe subconsciously he was sabotaging himself to like have that last straw to like leave the relationship.
It didn't occur to me until now, but that's very plausible because you can kind of feel it, like when the same kind of love or passion that was once there.
Can we talk about the mom real quick? Her mom?
Yeah, what is she on? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. First of all, she puts down her daughters so much. Not just Nicole, Cassie too. Mm-hmm. Like, every single interaction they have together, I'm just like, oh, get this woman out of here. Oh my god. Like, toxic mom. For sure. And the fact that she's like so on Charlie's side, it just speaks volumes on how she sees her daughters.
Yeah.
Like, like, what the fuck is that about? Come here, Charlie Birdie! And then he like picks her up and she's like, ah! Bitch, shut up. It's nice to have a good relationship with your mother-in-law. Yes, but that is just a whole nother level. I'm just like, I wouldn't even want that with my own mother. You know what I mean? It's so over the top.
I think that has a lot to do with her childhood dynamic and then what you attract, what kind of man that you attract. So even if her mother isn't narcissistic, there's probably narcissistic tendencies. Hence why it's really clearly you viewers are seeing that I'm not healed because I'm not spotting these patterns as well as Shelley is. So she's saying, Shannon, baby, inner child, let me explain you something, okay? I know he's beautiful, but he's an asshole. Okay, all right. Let me explain. He pretty, but he mean pretty.
He pretty, but he mean pretty.
Even better. No, sorry. I'm gonna hide. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I used to say that like about the kind of guy I like him a little mean. I like them to make fun of me a little bit. I like not to the point where they're like hurting my feelings, because then it's like crossing a line. But I like just to be like poked a little bit. Yeah, I do like it. So that's why I like him a little mean. Again, I probably need to watch it again, but I did think that was weird that the mom didn't immediately take her daughter's side and the fact that she called her mom out on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think maybe even for the mom that they even considered that they would break up, you know? But I think sometimes when you get around family, like for holiday and for things, you're putting on a show, right? You're performing. You're going to be the best version of you, even if it is family, with them.
Yeah.
So that way they're not going to suspect if there's anything wrong or cause any drama or, you know, anything like that. So why would her mom suspect anything?
Yeah.
And then think maybe Nicole's overreacting. But clearly she gets her chaotic energy from her mother, despite the way her mom is.
Also, they didn't know that he cheated yet.
No, yeah. Oh, I know. But so that makes sense why they would be like, well, why the fuck is this happening? Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I fucking love Cassie. She's so funny, like with her pie. Like, I don't know what to do. Oh my girl. She's like definitely the comedic relief in this movie because like it's so intense.
Yeah.
From like front to back, it's so intense. And then Cassie's just like, oh.
Yeah, she's great. I saw that actress first on Walking Dead, and she was great. And so I remembered her from that. I did the scene where he's talking about the pie to Nicole. It's like, why does she have a pie? Like, I did that for my videos a couple hours ago.
Somehow it makes it worse.
Yeah, for real. It's like, are we celebrating this fucking divorce with pie?
Also, like, that whole scene made me go, Charlie, oh baby. Because, like, he's so blindsided by that. Like, I know she's not legally allowed to give him the papers, but still, like, everything was just so weird about it. I mean, of course, yeah, it's like a very strange situation, you know, to hand somebody papers like that. But it was like, he was like, so, ha ha ha, and then all of a sudden he sees his name, he's like, wait, what is this? And then she's like, shit, you know, and then curtain just drops, and his acting in this was like, you can tell the moment he realizes, like, oh my god, this is real. This isn't like, we talked about it, but now it's happening, and now I'm gonna feel all the consequences of this. The moment his face drops, I'm like, oh, like, you can feel it. Yeah. I mean, obviously Adam's a great actor, but like in that moment, like, you can really feel all of his emotions.
Mm-hmm. You know that Actors on Actors, that roundtable interview? And he talks about Marriage Story. And he said that it's not your job to feel. It's your job to make the person watching feel. So if you can achieve that, you know, it doesn't matter how much you felt. If we can't tell, then it meant nothing. So who knows what Adam had to feel or do or whatever he had to do to get to those emotions. And, you know, the way they talk about Marriage Story, you know, they're like, oh, God. It's like every scene was an oh, God. Because whether it's just a small little pin drop or like a bomb, like something gets set off to where it's just sets something else into motion. Yeah. It's just, he's fucking fantastic. I mean, the way that he sobbed on stage at the end of Hold On To Me, Darling, the same sob after he screamed at Nicole. It was the same sob. Just crying your eyes out, sobbing. Nicole's mom sucks, and it almost like it feels like it's in disguise because she said everything's so sweet. She's got she's so quirky, and she just so wait. She's so sweet. Charlie bird. Well, what about Nicole's bird? Are you neglecting Nicole's bird?
Thank you.
The hard subject of Marriage Story. We just keep changing the fucking subject. Theater director Charlie Daddy, continue, please.
And action. The whole scene when they meet with both of their lawyers at the same time, and they're like trying to get their story straight, negotiations, blah, blah, blah. It's so strange to me how the lawyers can cut from professional, like in the zone, to something so casual. Because, like, I mean, they are in quote unquote enemies. Sort of, you know, because like obviously Nora is bashing Charlie, and then later Jay is, you know, bashes Nicole. While Bert is still there, they have like a very cordial sort of meeting / relationship, and once they break, they're like, oh, what should we get for lunch? Like, they're, you know, Nora is like coming at Charlie like, oh, and you know, New York sucks, and you're such an absent father, and this and that and that. And then they're like, okay, let's take a break. So what do you want for lunch? Also, by the way, do you want coffee? And also, I saw your play. It was amazing, and you're such a genius, blah, blah, blah. And then once they get back into the professional conversation, it drops again. And I'm just over here like, damn, like they are both going through something so emotional. How can you make it so casual?
Because it's just a paycheck for them. Yeah. When it really just boils down to it, like they were hired to do a job, and that is it.
Yeah. But it's so desensitized. This is gonna be the worst time of somebody's life other than death, you know? How can you make it like a seesaw? It's so inhumane to me. And then, I don't know, the whole deal where Bert is like, you know, shaking his head or like, you know, like scratching his head and like, he's such a genius. And he's not taking him seriously. His emotions, like his whole situation. He's just like a proud grandpa sort of deal. It's just so odd. And you can tell Charlie's like taken aback by that. Like, what the I'm paying you. Like, you're working for me. Why are you, you know, not taking this seriously?
He's a genius.
Well, I told Nicole.
I mean, yes, he is a good lawyer in the sense of him, like he says, protecting women in the system. Or in this system where, you know, there's a man who has so many more rights and blah, 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 and can basically strip this poor mother of everything, you know? So, of course, they're protecting that situation, which is the worst case scenario, and also, unfortunately, it happens a lot. But in this case, like, you still have to get a perspective. Like, you really have to understand your client and the other client. You have to get a sense of what their situation is and not, how am I going to profit from this? Ugh. Lawyers can be such assholes. That's why, like, yes, it's helpful for, especially, like, you know, Nicole, who didn't know what she wanted and, like, didn't fully understand how he was kind of not manipulating her, but, like, how she was being diminished, and she finally found her voice and her shine again.
Yeah.
But she also took it a step too far in just trying to rip everything from Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not going to help Henry.
Right. And that was never his goal at the beginning anyway. You know, he's just like, he just wants, I think he also just didn't want any crazy change. You know, he was so comfortable with everything that a big change like that really just kind of ruffled his feathers. But I also just wanted to mention, since you mentioned Bert, when he's in there giving this antidote, when they're having that alone time in that other room, and then Charlie's just like, is this what I'm paying you for? Am I paying you for, like, the punchline? Like, he's, like, looking at the clock, because, you know, they're being paid by the hour. Like, he's paying him by the hour, and he's just chat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, am I paying you for this joke? And, like, I totally get him in that moment. It's like, yeah, you don't want to be rude, but also you are paying so much money for the divorce. Are they really just gonna waste his resources like that? Like, come on.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be representing him and putting yourself out there for Charlie's best interest. You know, what are you doing?
Yeah, Charlie's already spending a lot of money trying to be there, flying back and forth to California, trying to do the play. Like, he's already in, like, a deficit of money. Gets that apartment, like... Yeah.
Also understand, like, when Charlie goes to Jay for the first time, Jay immediately goes, oh, Nicole's a bitch. And, you know, making up the story, yes, that's gonna help him win the case for his client, but it's not in the client's actual best interest. Making up all this stuff, and that's why Bert, you know, he's very fair, but still it's not aggressive enough, because, like, clearly once the winds change a little bit, Nicole's like, all right, I'm gonna give in to being a little bit more aggressive because he cheated on me, so, you know, I'm pissed now, and Nora's coming after him. I understand why he goes at, like he says, I needed my own asshole.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just kind of get caught in the whole, he said, she said, I want to win, you want to win. Yeah. It's never going to be 50-50, especially when there's a child involved. Like you said, snowball effect. Nobody is going to suffer more than the child. It's such a hard process. Divorce without a kid is already hard enough because you're going through your own emotions, but then with a kid, you also have to consider the child's well-being, the child's psychological state, mental health.
Yeah.
Physical well-being, like the future, like you're gonna be tied together forever once you have a kid. So it's so hard to maneuver something like that and to navigate your own emotions and then also consider the child, because again, we're gonna be together forever.
Yeah.
That's why, like, in the fighting scene, it is so harsh when he says, I hope you die. Like, every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. I get what he means. Like, I understand where he's coming from. If you were gone, if you were out of the picture, and I know Henry would be okay, it would be so much easier. Yeah, I get where he's coming from, but also it's, like, so fucking harsh. But in the moment, of course, they're emotional, and they're gonna say shit that they don't really mean. It's gonna be a little unnecessarily aggressive, but I totally get where he's coming from. Yeah, it would be easier, but that's not good for the child.
You know how I saw that very last scene? I feel like if you had taken the entire middle part of that movie and they just had a full-blown just discussion, no lawyers, no back and forth, whatever, if they just sat in a fucking room and just talked to each other, seriously, you know, saying, I want a divorce. It just seems like a conversation they should have had a long time ago about their problems, about their issues, about why this and that wasn't working. Because at that point, I feel like they finally got everything that they've ever wanted to say to each other out.
Yeah.
And then they were able to coexist in the way that you're supposed to when you separate and co-parent. Because then you hold this resentment knowing that you have to co-parent. That's difficult. I'm not saying they should say horrible things to each other, but I'm saying it was a conversation that they needed to have the whole fucking time. Instead, they were trying to hire people to do it for them.
Yeah, it was definitely a moment of transparency that was very much needed.
Yeah.
However, at that point, they were already both a little bit more clear themselves of what they want. And at the time before lawyers, I don't think either of them really were aware of what they wanted and what was wrong. I don't think they were able to, like, put a finger on what the problem was. I mean, it was good that they already went to a therapy session, but it's also very important to feel seen by the therapist, and clearly Nicole wasn't comfortable with him. It's really hard to find a therapist or a psychologist that you trust and that you feel comfortable with, because you need to have that feeling feeling, oh, this person is on my side and is willing to hear me out and actually want to mediate in both of our best interests. Because that wasn't there. They needed a middleman, both of them. So yeah, the lawyers, it sucks because of course they're still out for their own gain and their own profit, but they both still needed somebody to open their eyes. I feel like Nicole was definitely like, and that may have been caused by trauma or just, I don't know, toxicity or sometimes you don't know what the issue is. And she even says it herself, sometimes I don't know what I want. Charlie's very clear on what he wants. Sometimes I don't know. And so when there's issues, of course, there's going to be like a fog. Like I can speak definitely from personal experience that sometimes fights happen and you don't understand why exactly. You have that feeling like I've been wronged or something's pressing on my soul or whatever, but I can't articulate it yet. I don't know what it is yet. You know, Nora, even though she was pretty aggressive, she just kind of opened Nicole's eyes and was able to drag her finger onto the problem and also empower her a little bit as a woman. Charlie needed that too a little bit. He needed a kind of push and like an ass kicking. Like, come on. Because like he was feeling all these things of I'm losing my child. So I need someone in my corner too. I'm being confronted by this front of Nicole's side. I need someone in my corner too. So yeah, it could have been avoided, but I don't think they were healed enough or they themselves just probably didn't have that transparency in themselves to be able to have like a fully blown transparent conversation or fight. But like you said, it needed to happen. Like they really needed to get it out face to face.
Yeah, totally. I'm just processing what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just really intense. I think he was talking to Bert when, like, the moment he said he, as in Henry, needs to know I fought for him. Even if he were 16 years old, the kid wouldn't understand that. Maybe a little more as an 8-year-old, but still, what they're gonna see, what they're gonna feel is the time that you actually spent, like, quality time. That's what they're gonna feel. So, him coming with logic, I'm like, oh. Really? But, like, I understand him. I totally get it from an adult point of view. I'm like, yeah, you know, he has all this shit, and then he has to put so much money and time into this whole process, and who's losing out? The kid! Ugh, that's why I'm like, ugh, you kind of like switch loyalties a little bit, you know, within the movie. It's so hard because like, yeah, he cheated, so he is kind of the bad guy, but still, you can't really say this is the bad guy, this is the good guy. I mean, I understand like her wanting to be empowered and finally breaking free from those invisible chains, you know, but also Henry's suffering too, you know. I mean, yes, healthy mom equals healthy child or you know, mental well-being. Yeah, so it's kind of hard. I'm glad I never have to, well, I don't know. Never say never. I'm like, I'm so glad I never have to go through divorce. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Right. Well, it makes sense, you know, to like what marriage represents, and a lot of the time people think it's the finish line. And so, no, well, I can't speak for marriage. I'm just saying, like, when you get married, you're like, okay, I found the one. I found
sorry,
person.
That was like, I was agreeing with you. I was like,
Oh, I thought you went, and I was like, okay, girl, hold on,
I was agreeing with you.
You know, you just think like, okay, I'm done. I did it. I found the person, and we're married, and you know, and I'm secure in this relationship, even legally, you know, so it feels final, you know.
I feel like that's actually the beginning. Like once you found the person you get married to, like that's when it actually starts. That's when life actually starts. Like that. Because I always thought that too. Like, oh, once you get married, like that's the finish line. Happily ever after. The happily ever after is the actual adventure. Like that's the actual story.
Yeah.
It can go well, but it can also go very badly.
Well, I mean, hopefully everyone knows that no marriage is easy because you're just living with the same person for so long, and it's just, it's bound to happen. I just mean in the way that people speak of what getting married means. And the other thing that I was trying to mention about Henry earlier that I was forgetting in the moment was they kind of just pulled everything from under his feet, Charlie. But it was very interesting hearing it coming from Henry because, like you said, he doesn't really understand all of the big grown-up things that he's having to do, which we understand as adults. So it's hard to make time to play with him when there's so much going on with him. It just seemed like people just thought he wasn't putting in effort. And he was, in the best way that he could. How could you expect him to just drop a play he's working on, his form of income, to just, you know, at least he needed to finish before he could take on another job in California, but he's being forced back and forth, trying to be there for Henry. And even Henry's just like, everyone's here except you.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's literally draining his money to come and do what he's required to do, and it's still not enough. And even Nicole, when they're having their big fight, is just going like, still being selfish, you're not blah 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 blah. And I'm like, that man was doing everything he possibly could just to maintain some sort of something in New York, at least to finish those projects, and he didn't even get to. Made it on Broadway, closed, wasn't able to do it. So I just empathized with that, because it's just it's not like it was just a hobby. That was his livelihood. It was his job. And he can't even work, but Nicole can work.
Yeah, but like he had multiple offers from Hollywood agencies or whatever, like LA-based agencies, which later in the movie he did get. You know, he's like, oh, I have, what was it, in UCLA or something?
Yeah, a residency?
I don't know. Yeah, in somewhere. He got a job in LA. He could have done that. Like, if he were really take a step back, look at the situation. How, like, am I gonna live my life so that my child gets the best version of this life? And honestly, he could have gone to LA, which later he did to be closer to Henry. Like, he could have done that too, because Nicole did that too. Like, she dropped everything and went to Copenhagen for a year with him, you know? And I mean, yeah, kids don't necessarily need to be moving around too much. Like, within the military, like every 2-3 years you gotta up and go, you know, like that's traumatizing too. But like that would have been twice in his life, and they would have been moving somewhere where he had like a foundation, like family, not just like the theater production family, but actual relatives with the cousins. And he should have just like talked to Henry and like really listened to what he wanted, because like, I mean, that's what parents do. Once you have a kid, your life has to not necessarily revolve around the kid, because you're still your own person too, but you still make sacrifices to give your kid the best chance.
But I mean, when he was served those papers in that moment,
when he
started to make those moves. That's what I mean. I don't mean like before then to take LA options or whatever. I just meant he was having success in New York with that one play that just needed to finish, right? I just meant the timing was off.
Right.
Did they expect him to just drop that? You know what I mean?
But he didn't get that offer right after the previous play ended. Like, they had a closing night, and Nicole had already had the new job. Because one of the actors, I guess, he was like, you know, congratulations on closing night. We did amazing jobs, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And also congratulations to Nicole, who's, you know, going to LA and with the pilot, blah, blah, blah. So that was already established that she already had a job.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the next step yet.
Okay.
So I think, and that came later, like when he came to the day he got served, he's like, guess what? You know, I got this grant and we're going to Broadway. So like that was him sharing the news of, oh, there's another step for me. Like there's a new opportunity for me.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So like they didn't know that yet. That's when he could have, you know, backtracked and gone, okay, well, they're going to LA. Maybe I should just come along so I can be closer to Henry and, you know. But of course, like that, there was still that notion of, well, we agreed that we're going to come back to New York and live our lives there. And so that was already like in his mind. He's like, well, you know, she can do her thing, but she's going to come back anyway. So
it was just bad timing on his part, because, you know.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, just living with that comfortable life of he has his friends here, everything's just going to continue, and he doesn't have to, like, uproot. Subconsciously, he was probably like, yes, I want this opportunity, so we for sure stay here. I feel like sometimes they kind of just lose themselves in the divorce of, like, this battle, that they kind of lose the actual goal, which is the happiness and the well-being of a child.
Yeah. And I think at the end when they have that get together, is it Halloween? Nora is still going like, oh, well, it's 51-49, and she's like, no, that's not what we agreed on. She's like, oh, just take it. And she's like, no, because that's not what it's about, winning or losing. It's not.
Yeah. That's where I was like, oh, I lost respect for Nora. Right when she was like, oh, I got 45-55. And Nicole was like, no, we're both his parents 50-50. We should get 50-50.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, well, I don't want him to say to his friends, oh, we got 50-50.
It doesn't matter what the fuck you want. This is not your marriage.
Exactly. And she also does not look at Henry.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, I did a good job. Yeah, but you're also destroying a family in the process. Or not destroying, but like harming the family.
Because she could have taken all of Charlie's rights to see Henry by building a certain type of case. Like they were well on their way to doing that. My parents, it was not equal custody. I saw my dad every other week, and then sometimes in the middle of the week. So I didn't see my dad on a regular basis. That was normal for a long time until I moved to Florida.
Do you know that moment where Charlie, he got like that rent a car and then he puts in the seat wrong and stuff? I feel like there was like so much symbolism behind Henry tugging on both parents, or like him in the middle. And then he was holding onto his mom, and the dad was like pulling him away.
Which their nights, you know, without having to get the fucking court involved.
Mm-hmm.
They can say, like, it's your night. Just take them. It's fine.
Yeah. And just like knowing each other on such a molecular level.
Yeah.
It like that's hard to break away from. It's so hard to just close the gate on that because it's rare. I mean, obviously, growing up with your family, you have that, but with strangers and then turning into family, that's hard to walk away from.
And I think like when you have a kid, you can't fully cut the bond and not talk to each other. Like you have to.
Yeah.
Like I haven't heard from my ex in like a year. That I'm an adult. My parents have no reason to be talking to each other, but as you know, as child support being paid.
But do you like feel, I mean, because this person was part of your life for how long?
We were together 7.5 years.
I mean, that's a very big chunk out of your life too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I can't speak for you because it's like that's your life. Still, it's that person leaves such a large imprint on your life. Not only did this person influence you, like changing you, and I mean, it wasn't your formative years, but still, he influenced you in your growth and in the person you are today. Even if you haven't talked to him in however long, there's still something like a kernel of connection there because like he had so much influence on you, whether he was a good or a bad person.
No, because we connected like deeply, like me and him, and then at just some point it just wasn't the same anymore. I was very in love. So this is a hard episode. I'm sorry. I'm like feeling a lot and I'm trying not to cry.
It is. But, yeah. Loaded. For me personally, I'm glad that we're doing this now, like in this point in my life, because had it been like 2 years ago, I would have been all over the place. Like it would have, I feel healed enough to like talk about this, but like this movie triggered me so hard when I first watched it. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
On like so many levels, like for myself and my marriage. Well, was I married then yet? Yeah, 2019. Yeah, I was married.
Okay, we haven't talked about this at the whole episode. But can we talk about how fucking pretty Charlie is for just a second?
Yes. He is very, very pretty.
Well, duh.
Even at the beginning, the babysitter was like, you both are so attractive. And he's like, nah. God, you guys are so...
Charlie titty. Super, super lean in this, but like even there. I mean, if he's eating all that chicken, like, clearly. Or rotisserie chicken.
So he was like, he's like, he ate all that chicken. I was like, he sure did.
I also understand why he wanted to stay in New York, like, emotionally. He had his, like, the theater company. I feel like the way it was filmed, like, definitely shows, like, there was this, like, collective admiration for him. Because I feel like there wasn't really too many interactions with like individuals other than Marianne, because you know she's the one that he cheated with. It was always like him talking to the group and the group giving affection or admiration to him, but it was never like he never singled anybody out. So I feel like because he had so many people just show so much admiration for him, that was probably also an anchoring point for him. Like, I actually have people that look up to me and love me and it feels good. Whereas in LA, yes, he did have Gma and everybody, but they would have obviously taken sides in the divorce. So him losing her family was probably really, really hard on top of everything else because they were probably the only family he ever really had.
Yeah.
Like true family. You know, because his theater company, like, they get paid by him. So of course they're gonna be there. You know, they're getting money.
Yeah.
But her family, like, they, especially with his mother-in-law, he experienced love and adoration that he probably never got from his real family.
Yeah.
And for that to break away too, I mean, in the end, it didn't break away completely, but it definitely changed, you know? And I feel that that's probably really hard too. You know what I also really liked? This is completely different. Laura Dern's monologue about the woman having to be the perfect everything, perfect mother, perfect wife, because it's so true. Like saying Mary is the perfect woman. She was a virgin, who had a baby. Like, it's so double standard. What did she say? And the dad, God, he didn't even do the fucking. I was like, he wasn't there. And I'm like, yeah. That was so profound, that monologue. I feel like Greta Gerwig had a little bit of influence there. I feel like that wasn't just Noah.
Why wouldn't Noah go to her? She's brilliant. I don't think we've actually mentioned this. Noah did draw this from his own divorce, so that's why this is such an intimate thing and crazy, because I think Adam is actually called Noah like his best friend or something, like, because they've known each other for like so long. And like, what a beautiful way to have like your best friend be in your movie to play you. Like, that requires so much trust. But Noah and Greta are married. They're together. They're married.
Yes, they are.
And of course, Greta is brilliant. Accolades for Barbie and a ton of other things. But this was before Barbie. Princess Hall. But you know what I mean? I just mean, like, because maybe not everyone knows what Greta's done besides Barbie. Or sorry, just Barbie. White noise, blonde, perm. Anyways, it kind of reminds me when Stephen King was writing Carrie, and he doesn't know the perspective of what it's like being a 13-year-old, being like a teenage girl. Like, he doesn't know what that's like. And so he went to his wife. Just any writing 101, you gotta like write what you know. And if you don't know it, then you gotta research. So the whole scene of Carrie getting her period in the shower, and like, so fucking relatable, and just a lot of things, you know. So I think it only makes sense for Noah being like, well, I was only the husband in this perspective. And he probably got some feedback from his ex-wife or whatever. But I mean, to get a woman's perspective in writing that, like, why wouldn't he go to Greta? That was a lot to say that one little thing, but whatever.
No, it's fine. But I mean, yeah, it's true. Because she's brilliant. My God.
She's brilliant and stunning, and she has such great perspective. In our last episode, we talk about what she said about Adam, and it's so fucking spot on. So she's amazing.
She gets it.
She got that.
She's a girly that gets it. Not just like about Adam, but just about life.
Just in general. Yes. No, in general, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm not commenting that much. I feel like we've talked about a lot of hard emotional things, and I guess I'm just having...
You're in the feeling phase.
Yeah, I'm not really able to, like, give...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. When I watched it the first time, I was in the emotional phase as well watching it. Like, I feel like the first time watching this movie, you're gonna watch it with your emotional eye. And then the more you watch it, the more you take a step back, because then you turn into the analytical part, which I'm doing right now, like, you know?
Yeah.
And just, like, breaking it down, looking for, like, the dynamics and the psychology. So, yeah, you're in the emotional phase, and I'm in the analytical phase. I still think they both love each other.
Yeah,
like, platonically, but not in a romantic way, because obviously they, you know, that ship has sailed, but there's still that bond there, so of course there's still love there.
Oh, for sure. I felt that. Even in the meeting with the attorneys, when she ordered for him, when he made that joke.
And the big moment where it spoke volumes was after the fight, and he breaks down and cries, and she comforts him. He just told her he wanted to see her dead, basically. He wanted her death, and she comforts him.
And then
like,
he hugs her legs.
Yes, that moment was the best moment in the whole movie. Because, like, they just got all their aggression out. Like, and then, wait, okay. But we're actually gonna get through this together.
Yeah.
That was...
And just to see Charlie so tender. We know Adam can go there. We know that he's able to do it. And just to see it unfold like that is just... It's not quite like watching Kylo die 1,000 times, because I still bawl my eyes out, but it's the same intensity. The amount of emotion that it conjures, you know, just him being that vulnerable, especially because he's just a big old man, is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put the fighting scene in as a clip in the episode too, because it's just so monumental. Even people that might not watch the movie, like, I feel like they have to see Adam's acting, because, I mean, he got an Oscar nomination for that.
Out because I wasn't as deep in the fandom. Like, I've always loved Adam, but I never like dove into it as much as I did in 2024 when we met. I didn't get to like be that deep in the fandom when something so monumental happens. And when he's nominated again, because I know he will be, I'm gonna be shitting myself and crying all at the same time.
Yeah. We're gonna have to watch that together once the Oscars get their ducks in a row and not submit to fascism.
Yes. I also will not watch Adam become like another Leonardo DiCaprio or Johnny Depp. Just because he's taking creative choices in his movies doesn't mean that knocks him down as an actor. Johnny Depp made a lot of creative choices for his movies as an actor. I'm looking right into the camera because I'm fucking serious. They took a lot of liberties to just follow the art, and that's exactly what Adam does.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just chase the Oscar because of a role. You do it because you want to, and we know Adam's not trying to do that. Although an Oscar is nice, he would rather earn it the way he wants to, I know. Fucking nominate him, thank you.
And it also shows that he's in it for the creativity and not for the accolades.
Yes.
You know, he's in it for the craft.
Can I say, too, in an interview, they asked him, would you ever consider directing or producing? And he said no.
Yeah.
He's like, no. But he's actually, I think, doing a producing role for Rabbit Rabbit. I'm pretty positive. I'm going to make sure I'm not a dirty liar. 1 second.
I mean, technically, the Ben Solo movie would also imply that he has not a directing role, but a producing role.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. He'd definitely be like executive producer.
Yeah. Oh my god. Speaking of, we have to insert this. Oscar Isaac was interviewed about The Hunt for Ben Solo.
Oh, yes. I flipped my shit. Oh my god.
And the way he answered that, he was in the movie.
Like, did you have any inside intel on that one?
How dare you ask me a question like that?
You knew. You were in the movie. Poe Dameron was in the movie.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Have you read the script, the Soderbergh script that we'll never see?
Who? What?
Soderbergh.
Oh, I think my flight's gonna go. Yeah, they're closing my gate.
I just got it. I broke him.
Now, The Hunt for Ben Solo.
You know, this bitch knew. Yeah. Oscar Isaac, sir.
And we know damn well, we suspected that Poe and Ben knew each other as children, and incorporating him in that is only going to, 100%. Yes, production company Driver also produces. So yes, Adam Driver is an executive producer on Rabbit Rabbit. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify, make sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Maybe Oscar Isaac is also gonna be like an executive producer or something. Just the way he answered that, like, come on.
Well, Adam already dropped the bomb. What are we hiding? He clearly said, I don't want to work with Disney because of Star Wars, but that was before.
Yeah.
That was the GQ interview before.
Also because of the whole fascism and shit. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, it would still include Disney, but the fact that he's acting like he doesn't know anything about the project. Oscar went to go see Adam on Hold On To Me, Darling, got in a car. I know they could have been hanging out, but what if they were also, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if Adam was sharing the fucking thing with him and just...
I watched that clip and I was like, sir,
like,
Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada, you knew.
He switched to his native tongue to tell him.
Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada.
Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada.
You know. We know that you know. Like, come on.
Come on, Poe Dameron. The fact that he said, yeah, my gate's closing up. I'm like, why? Because you're the pilot? You're the pilot and the plane can't leave without the pilot?
Exactly. He's gonna be piloting the ship that's bringing our boy home. Wanna bet? Yeah. He's like, Ray, I got you. I'm getting my best friend back. What would Kylo Ren be like in a marriage?
Gentle.
Gentle. Understanding. And
tall.
He's so cute.
There's a point made in Marriage Story where, I forgot who says it, but you're a better husband in divorce than you are in the actual marriage. Because, like, you want to portray yourself as the perfect person, the perfect dad, the perfect husband, so you win the case. And then when the evaluator comes along to his apartment, he, like, overacts. You know that meme with him and the laptop where he's, like, with the webcam and, like, showing the apartment?
Yeah.
And he literally says, oh, it doesn't really matter where all these plants go to because I'm getting rid of them anyway after the evaluator comes. You know, so it's just all a show. I mean, I get why he's doing it. Like, he wants to make a good impression, of course. But there's just, like, dude, like, yeah, you're a better husband in divorce. You cook for the kid and do his homework with him and you read to him and you let him, you know, there's, like, so many things that just feels unnatural. And then, of course, the kid kind of tells on him a little bit, like, oh, we've never done this before.
Like, shut the fuck up.
I tell you to hold you felt. Like,
poor baby. He did that real slick though. Like he wrapped his arm, and then when Henry came in, he just slowly rolled over to hide it from him, so he couldn't see it. I'm just tired. And the kid just acknowledged it.
Yeah. And then he got milk, and there's a drop like right in front of his face. And he walks off in his little underwear. Like, okay, that's kids for you.
Yeah, and at the point he's just more concerned about not letting his son know he's injured.
Yeah.
But I wonder what that symbolizes. You know, it's a trick that he's always done, and it's only in that particular moment that he fucks up and actually cuts his arm.
Maybe I mean, because he is overacting and he's nervous.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of forgets to, because he kind of says, oh, I have this trick that I do for his mom. It's like, you're not going to do that for her. You're going to do that for the kid. Like,
yeah.
And then he actually cuts himself. If you're not going to watch closely, you're going to fuck up.
Yeah.
Obviously, Staying Alive, his performance.
Staying alive is being alive. Staying alive, staying alive.
Being alive, yeah. He said staying alive. I'm still in the vampire thing.
Staying alive.
Oh man, that was so good.
I have never even seen that musical, but that song is lovely.
Yes.
It really plays into everything that Charlie's feeling. And I even resonated with that song so much that I learned it because I wanted to sing it with him.
I've always been a theater kid, but for some reason, like when that movie came out, I wasn't aware of the play. And then I heard Adam sing it and I was like, oh. And then I was obsessed. And then, yeah, now I listen to the song all the time. It's so good. And like, it's so spot on.
He sings it in a really hard key though.
Well, for me, it's easier because it's lower. So for me, it's like the perfect pitch.
Yeah. I mean, I can sing it low, but like if I'm singing, I have to sing it high. If I'm going to sing an octave higher, it's like a little too high. But then I found like a female key and I was like, oh, this works. So I learned the female key. So I'm not like, someone to hold you too close. Just kidding.
Like an opera singer.
Well, the ending is so hard. It's like, being alive, and you're like, you know, and he's just like, being alive. He's like, I'm like, that's fine. It's okay. It's 6:00 at night here. I don't have to not sing right now.
I can't do it or else.
No, I know.
But next time I do, I can like, obviously not for this, but like for you, I can like sing along.
Perform for me.
That's like a key that I'm actually comfortable with.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I can't do it now or else he's gonna bam, bam, bam. Shut up.
I'm gonna tell you what, when I learned We Love Each Other so much, I enjoyed Adam's key because it was actually not too low. Even in his harmonies, even if it was a little higher for him, I was so happy that I didn't have to change anything. Like I could sing in the original key for like both. So mezzo soprano, baby. I could sing both.
Oh man. I like that she also had like a little performance with her mom and her sister. I feel like there are so many parallels throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like her side, his side, and they have very similar things, but different themes and like different perspectives.
Well, you can kind of see how they connected in that way because of those similarities and being in theater. Yeah. Although I kind of was just like, why are they performing all together like that? It almost felt a little odd because at the beginning they just seemed so disconnected, but maybe they had become united in that year.
I know it was her birthday, but like it was still weird for them to like perform. And like the kids are just like
like the kids would just be like, the fuck are you doing, Mom? No.
Yeah. I might be a little crazy. Yeah, you are.
It was still pretty cute though. It seemed very girls.
Yeah, it did.
Before they broke off and said to Hannah, you know, you're a couple beats off.
Let's redo that again. Also, her new boyfriend, her new man, tells him, oh yeah, she was nominated for an Emmy. And he was like, well, she's a great actress. And she's like, no, for directing. You know, like, what's an intern? You know, he was explaining it really sweet. And then got to the part where there was alcoholism and he goes, oh. And then he starts like crying the moment she basically says, I fell in love 2 seconds after meeting him and will never stop loving him even though it doesn't make any sense anymore. And I'm like, that hits so true because that's exactly what, you know, it is. Like they're gonna love each other still because they were and are a family. Different family now. Life is going to look different, but their lives are still going to be intertwined. And they shared a life together. They, you know, have a child together. So of course there's going to have to be some sort of love. Yeah. That was emotional too.
Sometimes I borrow that line to like explain like my love for Adam though, just in a more of a platonic way. Just the beginning though. Like I fell in love 2 seconds after I saw him. I'm like, me too. Me too. Me too, girl.
When I watched that with my husband, like, I can definitely say when I met him, like, we were 15 years old, by the way, so like,
Little
it was a long time ago.
babies.
But I will never not remember that moment when, like, he walked in and I saw him and I was like, who is that? And then, like, I feel like I definitely fell in love, like, 2 seconds after I met him.
Yeah.
And I have loved him ever since, you know? So I feel like that also is, like, very, that speaks true to my heart. Because, like, I will forever remember that moment, like, him walking in with his little New York Yankees cap and his little hoodie, and I was just like, oh, wow.
Can I tell you something really funny? When I drove to meet my ex at his apartment for him to take me on a date, he had hair, really long hair before he had cut it. It was really long, and I love long hair. But the first thing I saw were his pecs, because he also had big pecs like Adam, so I went, when I saw him for the first time, I went.
I'm, no offense, but I'm only looking at your titties right now.
I described it as a shelf. There was like a shelf of titty, and I was excited. I was like,
it was a shelf of titties. I was excited.
Because he has always been like buff and big back, big. So like once Adam Driver came into my life, I felt like I had my own version of Adam. That was mine.
That is so funny that you said that.
Because that's how you feel, isn't it? Uh-huh.
High five, baby.
I'm still on the fucking hunt.
Yeah, you're gonna get your own version of Adam. But to be fair, we both met our versions of Adam before we knew Adam. Like that Adam.
Oh, yes, for sure.
So just to make clear to everyone, we didn't go out and look for another version of this Adam.
I am now.
I mean, yes.
I'm gonna set the record straight.
We could ever go back to anybody else but this.
No, he's everything I want. Just like him as a person, even just looks that I've always been attracted to that I didn't have a pinpoint on until now. I really wish Candace had that fucking essay, because now I'm gonna have to write a new one.
I know. You should.
We have an episode with Candace, who's also a elder rat with her own story. About Adam, meeting Adam, working with Adam.
You should explain the elder rat thing real quick, because like that was a long time ago. That was like a year ago.
Oh yeah, was it? Oh my god, you're right. Time flies. So we just, I guess since we're women in our 30s who have been in a platonic love with Adam for many, many years, we've stamped as elder.
I think I'm remembering it wrong then.
Okay, then you tell me what you remember, and then we'll put your version in.
My memory is that Candace and me, because like we started 2016, the love for Adam.
Well, that's what I mean. You guys were in the fandom for like a long time, but also we're older too, like, because a lot of Adam fandom is still
very young.
Very young.
Extremely young. A little unsettlingly young, you know? I mean, I'm not saying that Adam's old. He's not.
But he's old enough to be their dad.
He's not. Exactly. And that's the unsettling part. Like, they're teenagers that are thirsting over him, and I feel too young to be thirsting over him. You know what I mean? I'm only 11 years younger than him. And I still feel like it's a little too old for me. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny, Laura told me, because like of my attraction to Adam, you know, like she's just like, well, have you dated a guy in his 40s? I'm like, no. She's like, why not? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't know if I'd connect with someone at that age. I feel like I should be dating someone my own age. And the youngest, I won't go younger anymore because both times didn't work out very well. So I tried it. We had a taste. Not good. In the moment, fun. In hindsight, not much younger. like 26, like 27, you know. A little too young for me now, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm only agreeing because like I know what that situation was with you. Like I'm not agreeing for myself. Like, yeah.
We were befriended during this era, and I've told her things that I've done, said stuff. And
stuff.
We worked at the same time. So younger's not working, so I'm hoping I could find a guy who has some shit together in his 50s. But listen, if I have to stretch it a little and he's Adam vibes a little older, maybe I'll put my toes in the pond. I don't know. Get some of that stuff there too and see what happens. But
dip your toes in the lake that is Adam.
A beautiful body of water to drink. Give me a glass. I'll get started.
If anybody gets that reference, like that was actually from Blanche Devereaux. That was from Golden Girls.
Oh, you love quoting that. It's so good.
After all, he's dipped his toes in the lake known as Blanche.
So just to let you guys know, we never announce what we're going to talk about in the next episode, but we know what we're talking about, and we're going to tell you. We're talking about Force Awakens. We're talking about Force Awakens, and it's not just the movie. We're talking about novel, comic stuff. All of it. Yes, you'll get to see Shelley back in Kylo, and me back in Kylo.
Hey yo! I am so ready. I am so excited. You have no idea. It's gonna be a deep dive, and I feel like it might be multiple episodes long as well, because like there's so much to talk about.
I know. I can't believe we went into that going like, oh my god, it's gonna be like a saga. We'll have an episode per.
No.
No.
We talk about Kylo almost every single episode. So
yeah,
clearly he's always on our mind. You know,
we're always on my mind.
Always on my
mind. Tell me.
You know what I think about Willie Nelson? I think about that Dukes of Hazzard movie, and at the end, he's smoking weed out of an apple, and he goes, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away."
Yeah.
I'm like, that's Willie Nelson's legacy. Obviously, amazing musician, great person, marijuana advocate, but an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Using a apple as a pipe. Hello. Oh my god.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna say something that we've never ever said on any of the episodes. We have on our Instagram, we upload slides per episode to follow along. We've never announced it.
In case you know what the fuck's going on there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We upload these slides with photos and references, and then you can follow along the episode and look and watch.
Look and watch and watch and look. And I mean, we put stuff in here for pictures and stuff too, but it's, you know, just in case.
Yeah. And also like references and like where we get the information and blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, so those will come out after those episodes come out. So, all right, y'all.
All right.
We're going to see you back in Star Wars world. It's been since like June or July, yeah? Since we last talked about Kylo? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Get to start and end the season with Kylo, baby. Yay!
Stay fed, rats. Stay hydrated. Don't go cheating on people. Take care of your kids. Take care of your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Because everybody be killing people up here.
Literally. Stay safe.
Yes.
Please, with everything going on, stay safe.
Stay safe. Take care of yourself. To distract yourself for a little bit for your mental health and mental sake.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on. And if we're your distraction, then welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Us ramble.
Yes, we did quite a bit of it this time.
We did. Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Starryeyes, StarRyYeyes, and TikTok, What's Up Shannon, and Good Soup Great Driver is on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And where can they find you, boo-boo? Okay, bye!
All right. Okay, bye!
If you survived this episode, please go follow us on our socials that we mentioned, and give us a follow on YouTube and Spotify so you are notified when we post. Stay fed, rats. Great driver.